This video is brought to you by AKS IAS.
Gouthami, we find that you are a very good student, and you have done your BR from
Yes,
NACO.
yes, that's right.
Yeah. Your father is actually in business, home business.
Yes.
What business is it?
It is a namkeen production company, sir. A namkeen production company.
And your mother is working in?
My mother is a staff nurse working with the state government, ESIC.
Now, this is the first time you are appearing for it.
Right.
Good. Now, let me just ask you, you see, you are an architect and seems to have a very good academic record from whatever is presented here.
Yes, sir.
So, now we would like to ask you, how do you think an architect can help in actually providing good living accommodation? Because architects generally can design very beautiful buildings and all that, but we would like functional buildings designed so that it can meet the needs of all the poor and needy people. From that point of view, we would like you to say whether the housing projects that we are constructing or the town and country planning that we are doing, whether this is actually measuring up to Indian requirements or not measuring up to Indian, because our climatic conditions are different.
Right.
So, how do you think at the problem on a broader way? We would like you to tell us as an architect, how do you see the whole thing?
Sir, like you said, to meet the increasing demand of the Indian population, I think housing right now is at the forefront of most of our challenges. So in this direction, the government has already been working on certain schemes like the Smart City Scheme, Amrit Scheme, so which are working towards even the sustainable development of housing projects. So I think the need of the hour today is to provide energy efficient housing, energy efficient buildings, so as to reduce the load on our energy systems. So I think that would, on a larger scale, it would help us also do our bit to reduce the pace of global warming.
So, my intention in asking you this question that one can use local materials to the extent that is available.
Yes, sir.
Architects like Baker, etc., have suggested certain things
Yes, sir.
where quickly, in a very short period of time, with much less cost, you can provide a good, comfortable thing which is compatible with the environment,
Right.
and also not very much energy intensive.
Right.
So that is one way of looking at this. Second question will be that most of our newly constructed, actually, new cities, etc., already we are finding is congested. We don't have any pavements that people can walk, and all the pavements are occupied by hawkers. And then you see the maintenance is not good, the sewerage is posing problems, disposing problems. So what, as an architect, what is it that you would recommend in the urban areas, in the semi-urban areas, and in the rural areas?
Sir, firstly, addressing the urban areas, like you said, there's a lot of problem, especially in the during the rainy season with urban sewerage systems. So I think rather than trying to find solution after the problem is created, I think before the development project is brought into place, the government should take necessary steps to have a plan of action and have detailed sewerage mechanisms. For this, we can refer to international best practices too. And examples from Indore and Surat, which have been managing the sewerage systems pretty well in recent times.
In the case of Surat, it was actually rectifying it after it had run into many problems.
Yes.
In the case of Indore, it was slightly different and they were able to do it better. Bhopal also, they were able to do it better. So now the question will be, what you said correct, that we have to have first surveys done properly before taking up any schemes.
Right, sir.
Similarly, what has happened is a scheme was sanctioned by the government of India that all cities must be developed, and also historical other aspects also to be taken up.
Yes, sir.
environmental, etc. But halfway through the scheme itself, it is not progressing.
Right, sir.
What do you think should be done now in that particular context?
Sir, the scheme in question is the Hriday scheme, which is a heritage redevelopment and augmentation scheme for cities. So I think the scheme has not progressed as it was expected to because of the COVID pandemic in the past 2 years, and even before that because of the legal and regulatory hurdles, because not much importance is given to the heritage part of the buildings. So I think awareness has to be increased and there has to be more conferences and meetings as to how all the citizens can participate in urban rejuvenation rather than just keeping it a bureaucracy-led transformation. I think the citizens should be made a part of it so that we will have better results. Yes.
We are going through the academic record.
Right.
94% in high school, 94% in intermediate, 94%.
Right.
I'm impressed. Tell me the secret of your consistency over the entire academic career, high school to graduation. What's the secret of your consistency?
Sir, I think the reason. Yes, sir.
What's the secret of consistency?
Sir, I think organized planning and implementation without any procrastination. So I have a plan of action and I follow it and I stick to it.
Without procrastination.
Yes, sir. So if I have. Yes.
Very good. That's very nice. Physics, chemistry, mathematics, architecture, so many subjects.
Yes.
Gone through all these and all. In subject you feel little more comfortable.
Sir, my graduation subjects. Yes, sir, architecture.
That's why you seem to love it. That's why. You have a Chittoor.
Yes, sir, my father is.
My father is Chittoor. You have some idea about the various temple architectures in Chittoor and some areas.
Yes, sir.
Tell us the essential ingredients of temple architecture in and around Chittoor.
Yes.
Tell us about Gouthami, Pallavadi, and very happy.
Yes, so the style of architecture in and around Chittoor is majorly the Dravidian style of architecture. To talk of the features or components, it has the Vimana, which is a step above the Gurha.
That's very nice.
Yes, sir.
We also have Chalukya architecture.
Yes, sir.
Present day Warangal, these
Right, sir.
these areas are present to the Chalukya. The temples in Chittoor, Tamil Nadu, they are very huge.
Right, sir.
You don't find such huge temples in these parts.
Yes, sir.
You will talk about Chalukya architecture.
Right. Yes, sir.
There is a huge difference between the Chola and the Chalukya architecture.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm not very sure, but if I may attempt. The.
I don't have to show what kind of money proposed.
Yes.
Not quite a close with your work on academic history. You have to be doing this temporary, this architecture seems to be, the apprenticeship and all.
Yes, sir.
Only one. Not a question really, it's an observation. Maybe you can add on. I'm not asking a question.
Right.
The government, not only state government, different state governments, and the government of India, they have constructed lots of houses for the poor people.
Right, sir.
Over the some houses were constructed suddenly various roads and areas, and you find so many houses, like pillboxes.
That on the Afghanistan problem that we are now facing,
Yes.
then territorial problems that we are facing, and climate change. What is it the government will have to now do about this one, and how do we actually enlist world cooperation in this matter, and how energy control, energy use efficiency energy conservation are more important than energy generation.
Yes.
These points, probably as an architectural student, they would expect your reactions on some of these questions. If you have any other questions to ask of us, you are welcome to ask us.
Sir, I think I'm good.
Yeah. Now, anything else you want to ask us?
No.
When is your
27th of August.
You are very close by. You will be going 1 or 2 days earlier to Delhi.
3 days.
Better to acclimatize. What dress will you be wearing?
I will be wearing the sari.
I just wanted to.
Yes.
Well, that's why I just wanted to wear a sari, that will be very good. And otherwise, your English is good, your diction is good, your confidence level is good. The only thing is, you listen very carefully, then formulate the answer only to the question. Don't go beyond the question asked.
Yes.
You see, and many of them may not ask you too many questions on architecture. We have asked you, but otherwise, what will happen is general array of current events, international events, then our housing problem, India's general problems, women's problems in particular. These are questions that we have.
Yes, sir.
So, wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. Sir.
You would be from Andhra Pradesh and West Bengal. Why from Andhra Pradesh farmers are not coming on the streets? Punjab and farmers from there. So, if they want to trick you, they can ask you, okay, farmers education. There are so many states in the country. If you don't Andhra Pradesh, suppose there is somebody from Andhra Pradesh or Tamil Nadu. Why there are farmers not educated over there? So, the difference between reaction in these parts of the country and Punjab, prepare yourself for that also. And it is not merely a farmers issue. Farmers' mobilization by the political parties is very, very important.
Right.
Farmers' issues are common all over the country, but there is an element of political mobilization.
Right.
So, it is the farm issues and the political mobilization which is creating the difference between the perception of what is happening in Delhi and what is not happening in the other parts of the country. So, if you just put it this way, I think we will be able to do that.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Anyway, my own impression is probably you are doing for the first time. I frankly must say that the record is brilliant. Your disposition, level of confidence, your blessed record. Be yourself.
Right.
And you must be able to carry through first time itself. That's what is our wish.
Thank you very much.
You have all the essential ingredients. They will not ask this question from architecture, why did you go to political science? There's no question. But yes, architecture is not a subject.
Yes.
Isn't it? Suppose you are a mechanical engineer or computer science, they are a subject. So I have to choose one enter political science. But to say this much, I like your subjects. Whatever you have done, I did architecture, I like it.
Yes.
Whatever I chose, political science and translation, I like it. We don't say that under pressure, whatever you have done is as per your conscious choice.
Right.
So they may not go into the supplementaries and all that. So that level of confidence from you would add to your gravitas.
Yes.
Gravitas of personality. That's the sari, confidence. I did as per my choice. I think this should be able to hold you in the good stream of the field. I'm sure it will.
Thank you very much.
It will make it a very positive.
Thank
I
you.
don't think there's nothing up there. Get out of there. That should be the level of confidence. And you are confident to know how the various
Thank you, sir.
Very good material. First attempt, nobody comes.
No, you must be able to get through the first attempt itself.
Of course, factually, you are not
You
have pressure. It's not as the only one.
It can range from anything to the questions. It's better to look at current affairs, international affairs, latest, whatever is there, so that you formulate your ideas clearly.
74-year-old problem. Jammu and Kashmir.
Sir, I misunderstood the question. I thought after independence you were asking about the other states which signed the instrument of access.
Actually, the instrument of access is 3 months after independence.
I thought you were asking about the other states after independence. I did not think about you asking about the 563 princely states.
No, they were all simultaneous. Some signed. One of the last ones to sign is Tripura and Manipur.
Yes.
Hyderabad pressurized.
No, Balochistan, because they did not police action.
This is a copy of what Pakistan did in Balochistan. In April 1948, Pakistani army occupied. Then the Indian army was told, Operation Polo, in September, to occupy Hyderabad state.
Some factual history.
Yes.
The act was passed in the House of Commons. In which month you know that?
Indian Independence Act.
Indian Independence
Yes,
Act.
sir.
Check the date.
Yes.
April.
After that, check the date.
Yes, sir. I'll do it.
From that date till 15th of August, out of 565 princely states, 562 had already signed, made to sign, pressurized to sign, bulldozed to sign by the then leadership. Who were the leadership? Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Patel,
Yes.
and there was a petition simply for mention these things. It was all being guided by Mahatma Gandhi. So mention 554 plus 562 states out of 565 had signed the instrument of accession. 3 states to come. Junagadh, Kashmir, and Hyderabad. Kashmir, well, 46 October was said. Then, in the month of November 1947, 9th November, Junagadh was signed.
In favor of Pakistan.
No, sir. They signed in favor of Pakistan on the 14th of August. 14th of August, the fellow declared that I am part of Pakistan. Actually, technically speaking, Junagadh was a state of Pakistan from 14th August 1947 till 9th of November.
It was part, but he ran away.
We're talking about the 565, 562.
Bhutto's father,
He was
Shah Nawaz Bhutto, sir, he was the Diwan. So you just see
I'll
Junagadh.
read about it, sir.
There was a plebiscite,
Right, sir.
and they 99% voted to be in the India. That is how Junagadh came back to India. It was part of the princely states, one of the princely states. It had no common border with Pakistan except Arabian Sea. But that Muslim ruler,
But the argument given by Pakistan was that God is that Pakistan plus Pakistan is separated by 50%. So what I'm saying is you can have two different geographies.
Yeah.
From the separated 562 and 565. Just stick to that. If they want detail, then you know the detail.
I don't think it will ask you almost what do you mean. It will ask you something broad, not single understanding. And then, in the present context, how can we actually find a solution to some of it?
Kashmir problem.
That is all that is.
One third of which is continuing to be with Pakistan, Gilgit, Pakistan, and POK, all the three are with Pakistan.
Same thing, like in Afghanistan, Taliban is actually coming from Pakistan and creating this problem. Same thing they created, the same Afghan fellows were brought in here actually in Kashmir. The Indian army had to go, and that is why 2/3 we could save actually. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So, it's a clash between two nations, that's all.
For some reason, if some question is so difficult, you're not able to find immediate answer of the day. They try to do that. Be humble and honest.
Sorry, sir, I don't know this
Answer. I'm not very sure. Even if the pressure is put in this, they're all abandoned. Why is it that government constructed houses in large numbers, hundreds, thousands? They they are not occupied, they are abandoned. Why? A house is meant to be occupied.
Yes, sir.
Why these things remain unoccupied? Just thinking. What exactly is the ingredient which the government had missed it when they constructed those houses? I don't know.
Sir, I think primarily the amenities, the government probably did not take into consideration the amenities that had to be provided for the people who would occupy the houses. And second thing is connectivity with the mainstream main city. So I think these must be the two reasons why these
Constructed at a distant standalone colony.
Right.
Did organically link with the organic linkage was missing with the
Yes.
main town or the big village. That's what.
Right.
You are interested in international relations also?
Yes, sir.
Is it as a compulsion? Because civil services you have to take some subject and you do this, or are you genuinely interested in international?
Sir, to be very honest, the subject of my graduation was not one of the optional subjects in the civil services list. So any subject would require equal efforts, and I chose political science and international relations because I was a little more inclined towards it.
India has been having a problem with Pakistan almost since independence. What is the major irritant?
So the Kashmir.
Populations.
Yes, the Kashmir issue has been the major irritant between the countries.
What exactly is the problem with Kashmir?
Both the countries have varied claims over the different territories. So it is over the POK, which the Pakistan refers to as Indian occupied Kashmir.
POK is very much with Pakistan.
Yes, sir.
I'm talking about the Indian state, now called Indian Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir.
Right, sir.
How did India get it, and what is the objection of Pakistan?
Right, sir. So India got it by way of Instrument of Accession, which was signed in 1948. It was
26th October.
47.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, sir. 47. It was by way of Instrument of Accession, through which the Maharaja of Kashmir had signed with the Indian government.
Did anybody else sign such instruments of accession acceding to India, or he was the only one?
Sir, in my knowledge, Jammu and Kashmir was the only one. Hyderabad has been occupied
There were 500
Operation Polo.
All of them
Before
the same
independence.
format.
Yes.
500, there was the Department of States.
Right.
The minister in charge was Sardar Patel.
Yes.
The remember of making sure that all these princely states acceded to India,
Yes.
or to Pakistan, depending on the proxy.
Yes, sir.
Gouthami,
Yes.
you work as a teacher, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you a teacher?
Sir, I would like to think so.
So, what is this new world order?
So the New World Order is basically so the New World Order is the changing world order in present times. The increasing the increasingly multipolar world that is on the rage is the term. Is what the term means.
So you think Pax America is over?
It is definitely declining, sir, but I would not say that it is over as yet.
Give you an example. That is not over.
So it is still the country which is a part of most of the important regional agreements, and it has one of the best militaries, and trade-wise also it has a lot of impact on the global supply chains.
But during the pandemic, it has not played the role of leader across the world.
Right.
And things will Pax America still exist.
Sir, because of COVID, it has definitely been on a decline.
Define in one phrase, what is the new world order?
The rise of China is the most prominent thing and the prominent feature of the New World Order, and the increasing emphasis on maritime relations is also being defining the New World Order.
This define this complex interpreted world. Complex world. Those people who feed us, they are starving themselves out, are able to make conflicts of the state.
Yes, sir.
We want it.
Yes, sir. Please.
Those who feed us are starving themselves out.
Right, sir.
This context has to be state.
So I think it is in the context of the farmers'
Very good.
agitation.
Give a chance to advise on the practice of India on these three most controversial problems.
Right.
What would be your suggestion?
So I think the most contentious issue has been the farmers' worry over the MSP. So I think if the government of India could give a certain stand about the MSP for the coming decade or so, I think that would be.
Government has reiterated complete times that it is not going to scrap MSP. Still, why farmers are punishing?
Sir, I think it has been missing in the farm laws. The
Prime Minister many times go for meetings, right? Publicly, they admitted that the government is not going to take it as.
right.
Then why farmers are not asking them?
Sir, there is definitely a trust deficit because of the lack of consultation with all the stakeholders at all the levels. It has not been uniform across the country.
See, Gouthami,
Yes.
I think you will have to prepare a lot more on what is happening around, what newspapers will be.
So the Hindu and the Life Mint.
Now, the most important thing is some questions will definitely come on the subject you have chosen as an option. So, these are the questions we generally start with. So, there will be a lot of other questions maybe, and since you are an architect, they will ask you something related to climate change, related to dust, to problems that you are having, and particularly in Delhi, because of the burning of the paddy stuff. That would be one question. Second, they will say, in Indian health conditions, what do you think should be the type of architecture that we should recommend? And traditional architecture that we are having is provided for ample light, is provided for good air, and also at the same time use local material. That would be very good. So you will be probably asked a little more on actually infrastructure, on housing, and other things like that. You should be better prepared on that.
Yes, sir.
Second, some local issues, Telangana, Andhra issues. Second, construction of these big dams, etc. And how will that actually happen? And as far as the three agricultural laws are concerned, basic point you may probably have to mention here is, sir, there was an inadequate discussion in the parliament when this was passed. So there is a lot of misleadings on the part of the farmers. So now what is the best course of action open for the government? One is to allay the fears regarding the continuance of the minimum support price. So as long as government categorically can say that your MSP is protected, and since bank accounts have been opened for anyone, you shouldn't be bothered about the mandis. We will directly give you the thing and we will be actually listening. The procurement, if it is done centrally, there should be no problem. Only when it is not centrally procured, the question comes of private parties. Then many farms are actually below the economic listing for a family. So therefore, what will happen is, earlier in Punjab, there is a consolidation of the land that had taken place. In most other things, land is getting divided. So whatever land is actually fragmented, that is not adequate to meet the family requirement. Unless it is supplemented by dairying, supplemented by poultry keeping, other things, it is not possible to actually. This point is very important.
Right.
So, one, be prepared to meet on the three agricultural laws. We also.
Yes, but I'm not too sure about it. So, qualify you let your intellectual honesty come out to the fore.
And save time. And save time, because then they'll go to some other field.
Don't guess around.
Yes, sir.
All those qualities I'm sure will be perfect. All the way to start. You should be this.
Thank you.
Product of your academy. Correct. That's it. Otherwise, self-harm.
Yes, sir. Prepared by myself.
You will get it. You should.
Thank you, sir.
Student masters, they say.
Thank you very much.
All the very best.
All the best. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
This video is brought to you by AKS IAS.